welcome everybody, and thank you so much for joining me here this Thursday night for our first webinar, first free webinar of the year. And we are going to talk about resume and online profiles for your remote work success. Now, take note, this is just not for your remote work success, but you can also use this or your this resume clinic na sanay na because yesterday I was at Job Street Career Conference. Was there anyone here who attended Job Street Career Conference? If you did, please comment Job Street Career Con 2025 because I was there for 2 days. I was assigned in the resume clinic as well as in the interview hub. So I was able to help a lot of our fellow Filipinos, aspiring professionals, fresh graduates, how to optimize their resumes. And I learned a lot from seeing like actual resumes live and hearing from straight from our fellow Filipinos what their challenges are in terms of creating the resumes or their I also learned a lot of what their thinking is when they were creating their resume. I also realized during this 2 day career conference at the interview hub as well as in the resume clinic booth um, that creating resumes and optimizing your online profiles for especially for fresh grads that they weren't taught in school on how to really create a resume that would stand out. They were really relying on what they see online, what they see from other people, what they see from their family or their friends who have already existing resumes. So they really weren't taught in school how to make sure that their resumes stand out from other resumes and how the resumes can attract employers. So that's what I realized that they weren't taught that in school. And that's really sad because as a fresh grad or even if as an undergraduate was this at the end of the day the reason why you're studying is because you need to find competitive work, and for you to find work, you need to have a competitive resume and a really attractive resume. So yeah, that's what I learned through the 2 days of being assigned in the resume clinic hub as well as the interview hub in Job Street Career Con. If you weren't there, it was really an amazing experience. I'm going to have a vlog up in a few weeks on Job Street Career Con. So yeah, wait for that vlog. So what this is actually, I was supposed to be a speaker also in Job Street, but unfortunately, they have to bump me off because of a VVIP arrived, and that's our president. President Bongbong Marcos was in the Job Street Career Con yesterday. So I was bumped off, unfortunately, because we had to give space for some of the government officials to talk yesterday. This was supposed to be my presentation. So since I wasn't able to present it yesterday, then I'm going to present it to everybody today on this free webinar. So that even if you were not able to join the Job Street Career Con, then you have the chance to watch this webinar here today live. So there you go. Now let's start off by just talking about um, the the virtual assistant or the remote work numbers. So here in the Philippines, I know I've discussed this also before whenever I have my free webinars, is that I would just like guys to remind, especially we have new members here, is that the Philippines is the unofficial number one country who provides the best remote workers or virtual assistants. We have 13% of the world's virtual assistants are based in the Philippines, and this is based in by a research company named Prialto. But these numbers are based off on Upwork numbers. So this is not looking at LinkedIn or Online Jobs PH, but based on Upwork, which is, I think, the largest um, job search platform for freelancers and remote workers. So we have the 13% of the market, which is very, very big. We have the largest number in the market of countries who provides virtual assistants. So we champion that. We are competing with a lot of other countries from Asia, Africa, Europe, and US. I think all over the world. So we have the top number. And that would definitely make us really proud because it means that a lot of countries' clients are looking at the Philippines to hire the best virtual assistants, remote workers, and freelancers. And not just that, according to pna.gov.ph, the Philippines is continuously growing in terms of remote work. So I think in 2022, the Philippines experienced 78% growth in remote work, and a surge of 1,183% in 2022 alone. So that's very big numbers, meaning it's continuously growing. I think not just in the Philippines, but remote work is growing all over the world. So it's very important that we understand how competitive the remote work industry is now compared to our on-site competitors. So, on that note, let's start off by talking about how you're going to also be a competitive part of that market. Meaning, we are going to teach you now how you can create a profile or an online profile and a resume that will set you apart from others who are not watching this live or this webinar. Okay, but before that, of course, I'd like to introduce myself. If there's anyone here who is the first timer in this live and it's the first time that you joined my webinar, or you just stumbled upon this through your feed and it's the first time that you saw my face, then let me introduce myself. My name is Mia, or my name is Mia Juan. You can call me Mia or MJ. I am the founder of Executive Virtual Assistant Philippines. I'm also an educator and a public speaker, and I'm currently a training and onboarding manager for an um, executive assistant membership company. And prior to being a training and onboarding manager, I started off as an executive virtual assistant in 2021. And then I was promoted to a operations manager in 2023. And I'm now again, what's this? Promoted to a training and onboarding manager now in 2024. Prior to being an executive virtual assistant or a remote worker, I did not have any freelance experience or virtual assistant experience, which means that you can also succeed in the remote work industry, even if you don't have prior experience as a freelancer, a virtual assistant, or an EVA. Okay, if you'd like to know more about me, then just follow me in all of my socials. Everything will probably be in the link in my bio. So let's start off. What is or why are online profiles very important? Now, online profiles matter because this is where recruiters rely for hiring. A lot of recruiters already now, especially in the remote work industry, I do recruit as well as a training and onboarding manager and as an operations manager. I do recruit and look for candidates using their online profiles, especially in LinkedIn. Okay, that's where we find the candidates that we would like to hire. Okay, so whenever we look at your online profiles, we make sure that everything is already there. So if your online profile is not optimized, then we're not going to see your online profile. Okay, so when we do LinkedIn, we do search and we use keywords for us to be able to find the profiles and the candidates that we would like to see. So if your online profile is not optimized, which I'm going to show you later, an example of an online profile that's not optimized, then we're not going to see your profiles whenever we do searches. Okay. Another thing which is very important for executive or for freelancers and virtual assistants, is your online profile will make you visible to international clients. LinkedIn is where clients from all over the world, especially I mentioned at the first part of this webinar that Philippines is the number one producer of remote work professionals. And a lot of clients or a lot of international clients would definitely know about this. So what they're going to do is they're going to look for profiles in the Philippine region, and if your profile is not optimized, then they won't see your profiles whenever they do their search. Okay. Next thing that's very important on why your online profile matters is because this is what I always say also during the resume clinic in Job Street, is that for this is your first impression in the what's this the professional world, okay, career world. This is your first impression, but they always say that first impressions lasts, and always remember that your resume and your online profile is the first thing that they see even before they meet you. Okay, so first impressions last, meaning don't wait for the interview to wow your employer, but you have to wow them already from your resume and from your online profiles. Okay, and then standing out, especially in this market, we're in a lot of not just Filipinos, we have a lot of competition already in Africa. Okay, we have a competition a lot in Asia, even in the US, in Australia, in Europe, a lot of locals, Americans, Australians, Europeans, also want to become virtual assistants and remote worker, and we are competing with them. So for your profile and your resumes, to really be competitive, it has to stand out amongst our competition. Okay, so you have to make sure that it stand out. And then this is where your online profile and your resume is where recruiters also conduct quick screening. Okay. Take note of the word quick. Quick screening means they just browse through it, and they once they browse through it, they should already see what they need to see, and your resume should already have stood out with just them browsing through it in what about 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, so you have to make sure that within that split second, your resume should already stand out. Okay. And last but definitely not the least, there's a growing population of talented Filipinos who are also applying for a position that you're applying for, especially if you're interested to become a virtual assistant. We're always saying, a lot of my other friends who are content creators as well, the virtual assistant industry is already becoming very, I forgot the term. It's already becoming very saturated. There you go. Hey Jay, hi guys. If you are just um quick commercial, if you want to be a real estate virtual assistant, follow AJ De Leon. He's right there in the comment section. AJ, share your what is your links. So if there's anybody here who would like to be a real estate virtual assistant, follow AJ. Okay, so again, if you there are the virtual assistant world is becoming saturated. And I'm not gonna lie, yes, it is. But the saturation, whenever I talk to clients who reach out to me and ask me for help in terms of hiring, they always tell me that there are a lot of applicants, but not all of them are qualified. Okay, so it's saturated, but not everyone is qualified. A lot of Filipinos are are just trying their luck, but not all of them are qualified, and they are not qualified based on their resume and their online profile. Okay, so you have to make sure that you stand out, which makes sure that you have to prepare. Okay, and that's we're going to do today. So let's look at first the before we look at an optimized LinkedIn. We're going to focus now on LinkedIn, and then we'll jump into the resume after. So for not optimized LinkedIn, this is how it's going to look like. This is an actual resume, of course, sorry, an actual LinkedIn profile. Of course, I hid the personal information of the person, but I know this person personally. So this is a not optimized resume, not optimized LinkedIn profile. As you can see, first and foremost, this is the reason why I just chose this part of the LinkedIn profile, because this is the first thing that the um, recruiters are going to see prior to them going through or scrolling through your experiences, your skills. This is the first thing that they see. And the nice thing with LinkedIn is that you can already optimize this and show them that you are an amazing hire prior to them scrolling through your work experience. Okay. So the reason why this is not optimized is because number one, this page, this cover page, you can create a cover page that will immediately attract employers and recruiters. And then your photo, the photo here isn't as professional as we want. Of course, we don't want to show that photo, but you have to make sure that your photo is professional, and it looks like you shot it in a studio. Next, of course, would be the name. I covered that. But this you can see here, it just says experienced operations manager. You're just putting your position, okay, in this part. You can put a very long phrase here, quite long, probably 1 to 2 sentences, and I'm going to show that to you later. Okay. And then you have some irrelevant details. When I talk about irrelevant details, what you have here is the school. Now, if you already have an experience working, you should put here the company that you last worked with. Even if your work was just an internship, you can, put that here. The company, you can put that here. Okay. And then there is, as you can see here, there's a lack of personalization. So this profile looks very lazy. Okay. And in this remote work industry, this is very, very important. Okay. Like what Mira said in the comment section, your headline is very helpful for recruiters. And this headline is not as helpful as we want it to be. Okay. So this is very important. This part is very important. This is your first impression. Now, how do we want it to look like? I'm going to show you, of course, my my online or my LinkedIn profile. So this is how we want your LinkedIn to look like. So this is the not optimized one, and this is our optimized LinkedIn profile. Okay, so let's focus first on the the LinkedIn cover. We already have here, since I have my personal branding, and I'm focused on my personal branding, we have here my colors. If you have a favorite color, then do so. You can also research like what colors attract recruiters. I think blue is what attract recruiters. That's why LinkedIn is color blue. So you can have your brand colors here, and then you can have, if you have your own logo, then do so. But if not, just focus it on your name. So I have here my name and then my expertise, which is, I would like to highlight here, founder of Executive Virtual Assistant Philippines. But if you are an aspiring virtual assistant, then you can write here virtual assistant helping C-level executives, or executive assistant helping businesses grow. Okay, so you have to make sure that you have the quick headline of what you try to help, or of how you try to help your clients. So don't just focus on your position. Focus on how you help clients. So you have that quick one sentence or a quick catch or hook in your um header, right? Cover, LinkedIn cover. And then here, this used to be my full name. This used to be Maria Fatima Juan. But when I was learning about how to optimize my LinkedIn profile. One of the professionals I learned from say that if you have a full name but you don't use your full name and you want to be called as your nickname, then use your nickname in your LinkedIn profile. That's why I turned it into Mia Juan. And then here, this used to be experienced operations manager. Okay. But now I'm highlighting here not just my position, but what I do for professionals. So since I'm focused on my brand identity right now, I say here that I am the leading expert in executive virtual assistant industry. I am an executive virtual assistant trainer. I'm a consultant, and I also help businesses hire and grow with top tier executive VAs. So, what you can, and take note, I didn't write this. I use ChatGPT to help me write this. So you can use that as well. You can quickly say ChatGPT, hey, can you create a LinkedIn headline for me that will highlight what I do as a virtual assistant? And I want to focus on, let's say, I'm a virtual assistant focused on helping clients grow their social media profile. If you would like to focus on that, if you are in accounting or finance, you can say here that Chat GPT helped me. I am a remote worker or a VA focused on helping clients with their finances or with their accounting, so on and so forth. So try to think of what you would like your clients or what you help your clients with, and that's what you're going to use in this headline. Okay. And then, of course, in this part, since I want to highlight that I'm the founder of Executive Virtual Assistant Philippines, then I created an Executive Virtual Assistant Philippines LinkedIn page, and this is what I have here. Okay. So that's how you're going to optimize your LinkedIn profile just by having your LinkedIn cover, and of course I forgot your LinkedIn photo, profile photo. Now I shot this using my phone. This is not a studio shot. So I shot this using my phone, and then I just went on Canva. I removed the background, and then I put in whatever brand colors I want here. I add in shadows here, and then I just adjusted the brightness to make it look like it's a studio shot. And then there you have it. You have your uh, profile photo just using your phone. Okay, so you don't have to go to the studio, just use your phone and then just go to Canva and edit it. Okay, and just make sure that it's professional. You're looking straight to the camera. If you can change your shirt to a not what's this, a sleeve shirt, you can do so. But yeah, I did not change this anymore. I just like tried to cover my shoulders as much as I can by cropping it out. But if you can wear a a more professional shirt, then that would be great. Okay. So this is how you're going to optimize your LinkedIn profile so that if recruiters are just browsing through profiles, then you can already show them you can already show your expertise and what you do even without the recruiter scrolling through your work experiences. Okay. Okay. So did you learn about that? If yes, you did learn, comment LinkedIn. LinkedIn, comment LinkedIn on our comment section. And what's this before we jump into the next topic, which are some practical tips that I have for you. But no, before we jump in, we're going to move to resumes first. There you go. Okay, so while you're commenting there, let me just prepare the share screen for the resume. Okay, I have it here. And then I will also share later on our LinkedIn because I'm going to show you how to what's this to create a resume out of your LinkedIn page. So you don't actually have to create resume from scratch. You can already hit two birds with one stone by just creating your LinkedIn resume. Okay. Okay, so since my screen is ready, let me just change. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and then I'm going to change screens. There you go. So here I have a sample of a resume. Now, this is a resume template that is available for download. Um, Hold on, I can't see myself. Okay. So this resume template is actually available for download if you would like to edit your own resume and not use LinkedIn to create your resume. This is available for download in our free online community. Now, I think I have somebody here. I'm not sure if Tracy is here, but I see, I think I'm commenting with my links. But if you go to the link in my bio, which I think is pinned in the comment section, you will see there a screen that says resume download available. You will have it there, or you will see this resume template available for download and for you to edit. Okay. Okay. So there, Tracy. Hello, Tracy. Tracy is my social media manager. Unfortunately, she doesn't create content on how to be an amazing social media manager, but she is the best social media manager out there. So I'm not sure if Tracy has a Facebook page, but Tracy, if you do, share your Facebook page. They might learn a thing or two from you. Okay, so I mentioned that yesterday I was in Job Street Career Conference 2025, and I was just really what's this shocked on how the some of the resumes look like. And then yeah, I heard from a lot of them mentioning that they weren't taught in school how to have an optimized resume. They just learned from seeing the resumes of their family and friends, checked some sample resumes online. So what's this I was just really really shocked to see that just the simple sequence of what an optimized resume is. They didn't know how to do it. Okay, so this is what we're going to how your resume should look like, especially if you want it to be optimized and ATS friendly. Again, what is ATS? I keep forgetting what ATS means. Means means resume. Okay, there you go. Applicant tracking system. So I keep forgetting that term. Okay, so ATS is the applicant tracking system. So for a lot of companies are using ATS or applicant. I have to keep saying applicant tracking system so that I don't forget in the future. So applicant tracking system is what a lot of employers and companies, recruiters are using to quickly go through was this resume applicant resume, especially if they receive a lot of resumes. So according to Google, so ATS or applicant tracking system is a software used to assist in the screening or selection process of prospective employees and prospective employees. So ATS can simplify the recruitment process because the system can identify and scan each applicant's resumes. So whenever they scan this, they have like keywords that they are looking for, so that they don't actually look at the resume. The ATS system look at resumes. So you have to make sure that your resume is ATS friendly. And this right here is an ATS friendly resume. If you look at resume templates in Canva, most of them are not ATS friendly because they are very creative and colorful. So I really like for you who are listening here now to veer away from using Canva resume unless you are applying for a creative position. Okay, you can use Canva templates, but if not, I highly suggest to use this template because this is ATS friendly. Okay, excuse me. Okay, so first things first, no photos. Okay, you don't need a photo in your resume. If you are going to submit a curriculum vitae, which is totally different from a resume, then you have to include your photo. But if this is just a resume, there's no need to include your photo. And then you have your name, your mobile, and your email address. No need to put in your actual address, like your what's this your complete address. You can put your country, especially if you're applying for a position for a foreign client. You can put your country, but just make sure that you just put your mobile number and your email address. If this is going to be an electronic resume, like you're going to submit it via email and it's PDF, you can have your LinkedIn link in your resume. Okay. And then later on, I'm going to was this provide you, once we jump into the practical tips to get hired, there is a new thing in the resume. What's this that you have to include to make your resumes stand out? Okay. And I learned this new thing from a foreign recruiter. She is a content creator also on TikTok. Okay, so you have there, and then the first thing that you're going to put here is your experience. Okay, and this is what I saw from a lot of resumes yesterday. They put in, if they have multiple experiences, they put in their experience first, the first experience they have, which was probably way back 2020, 2015. They have it first. And then the most recent work experience they have is the one at the bottom. So no, 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 no. The sequence should always be your latest work experience would be on top, and then the earliest experience that you have should be the one at the bottom. Okay? So it cannot be and will never be the earliest first. So it has to be 20, it has to be present, and then 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020. Okay. Okay. And then you have your position here, company name, and city address, as well as the country. And then your responsibilities, the job description, not actually job description. I don't want, that's why I didn't put job description here, but a lot of applicants always put the description. Your responsibilities should be in 3 bullet forms at a maximum, especially if you have multiple work experiences. Okay. Okay. Next, which is very important for your resume to stand out when we talk about your responsibilities for each of the position. Your responsibilities should be more on the numbers. Okay? It should not be describing what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. It should show the impact that you provided the company that you worked for. When we talk about impact and we say numbers and results, this should show, for example, my experience as an executive virtual assistant. Okay, that would be, I helped my, or let's say as an operations manager, I helped or I assisted in turning over X number of clients into paying customers, something like that. So it has to be numbers. How are you going to do that? Especially if you don't have managerial experience yet, you can do that by focusing on the KPIs that you have for your company. For example, in the call center industry, let's say that's your background, you have an AHT. Okay, average handling time for your calls. So write down the best AHT that you have, and then write it down there. My average handling call time during my time here is X ganyan ganyan. If you have quality as one of your KPIs, then write the best quality numbers that you were able to produce. So make sure that you focus on focus on the numbers and the impact. What you can also do is, of course, use Chat GPT to help you create this part. So you can tell Chat GPT, I'm applying for this position, or sorry, I need to create a resume and I need to highlight my responsibilities. Here are the responsibilities. Turn this into a more impact results driven bullet point, 3 bullet point to attract employers. And then what's this? ChatGPT will provide you with that. But if you're currently working, if you're in a company that has KPIs, write down those KPIs already and then already list down your best output in those KPIs. And that's what you're going to put in the responsibilities part of your resume. Now, take note. I also mentioned there is a lot of competition out there, and I saw a lot of your competition from Job Street, and most of the resumes are just describing what their day-to-day experiences are, or what their day-to-day responsibilities are. So for your resume to stand out, you have to make sure that it is unique to your deliverables, to what you were able to contribute to the company, because that would definitely stand out because that contribution is unique to you, right? And it's not going to be similar to all other applicants that are submitting resumes because you're all just describing what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. And if I am an employer and I'm looking at this, then all of your responsibilities are just the same. But what would make you stand out is what you personally was able to deliver and provide to the company, which is definitely going to be different from others because that's your unique trait. That's what you were able to provide to the company and not just your daily job description. So that's how you're going to stand out. And make sure that you keep it to just to 3 bullet points. Okay. Don't do it 5. Make sure that it's just one sentence because employers are going through hundreds of resumes and they are not going to stay in your resume and and read a novel and look at, oh, she did this, she did that, whatever. No, I have to see what stands out. And if you have numbers in your resume, and then definitely you're going to stand out because numbers will say that this is what you were able to deliver. Okay? So that's how it's going to work. Another thing for experience is if you're someone who has already a lot of experience and you are applying for an executive assistant role or whatever role it is, and you have different experiences, for example, you have an experience in call center, you have experience in retail, you have experience in what's this let's say you have experience in a restaurant, so you have different experiences. Make sure that you only include the experience that is related to the position that you're applying for. So for example, me, I have experience in as a customer service agent, an operations manager. I have experience in Avon Cosmetics. I have experience in weddings and events. But I'm applying for a training and onboarding manager, right? So I'm no longer going to include my experience as a customer service agent. I'm not going to include my experience as a team leader because that has nothing to do with training and onboarding. So I'm just going to include my experience as a wedding and events planner because I did training for my team, and I'm going to include my experience as an operations manager because I trained my subordinates. So I'm just going to include the positions that are relevant to the position that I am applying for. Okay. And that's fine for a resume. Okay. If your employers ask, do you have any other work experience, you can say so. But what you're going to say is just, yes, I do have other work experiences that is not relevant to the position that I'm applying for. That's why I didn't include it in the resume. But here are the others work experience. You can also say, yes, I do have other work experience. I can provide you with my curriculum vitae to show you all of my work experiences. Okay. Um, Sorry, we have this quick question. So, is it okay to include all the experiences or responsibilities, even if they have different skills involved? Let's say I have a background to administrative, supply chain, and procurement and BPO. Will it not confuse the recruiter? So, that's what I was mentioning here. You only include the relevant positions or experiences based on the position that you're applying for. So, on that note, you will have different sets of resumes for different positions that you're applying for, especially if we are in our era we're trying out different industries, we're trying to grow and we're trying to see where we are going to get hired. So we're trying out different industries and different positions. So you need to tailor fit your resume based on the position that you're applying for. Right now, you don't have just one position, or you don't have just one resume in your belt, but you have multiple resumes depending on the company that you're applying for. Your responsibilities indicated in your resume can also be different depending on the position that you're applying for. For example, position one here, you have X responsibilities because you're applying for, let's say, retail, for a retail company. And then you want to apply for a virtual assistant company. So for the same position, and you will have different responsibilities that you will highlight if you're applying for a virtual assistant position. So you have to tailor fit this based on your application. Do we have to make multiple LinkedIn accounts if we're applying for a different position? No. So no, you're not going to make multiple LinkedIn accounts, because your LinkedIn profile is a curriculum vitae. It's not a resume. Your LinkedIn profile will show everything, all of your experiences, your skills, your reward, your awards. So don't consider your LinkedIn as a resume. Your LinkedIn is a curriculum vitae that shows everything. Okay, everything that you went through. Okay, that's why it's very important. When I highlighted earlier, it's very important, the first part of your LinkedIn profile, the top part where your photo is, to already highlight the employers that you would like to attract. Do we need to include work experience if it's less than 6 months? As long as it has something to do with the position that you're applying for, yes, you can include that. But if it has nothing to do with the position that you're applying for, there's no need to include that. Okay, so let's go back to this resume. So we already have your responsibilities and the sequence. And the next part that you will put after your work experience is your education. Your education should only include your course or your college. Okay, if you are an undergrad, then you just put an undergraduate. I'm an undergrad, so I just put undergrad and then what course I have here. And then, of course, the year. Year is here. Okay. If you're a fresh grad and you don't have any work experience, you only have your internship, you can include your high school. Especially if you finished with K to 12, you can include there that your senior high school is this STEM. Okay, for example, this track, let's say STEM, so on and so forth. You can include your senior high school here. Okay. And then you can also highlight your awards and certificates. If you're applying for a writing position, you can include here any of your published works. And then for your skills, you have to make sure that your skills are hard skills. We don't want to see skills saying, I'm hardworking, I am a fast learner. Nobody, not a single recruiter want to see your soft skills. We want to see your hard skills. So we have here languages that you know, technical skills, all of the tools that you know how to use, and then any other. This is something that you can already take out. The other skills. We don't need this anymore unless your other skills will is very important for the position that you're applying for. No need to include that. And then you have your personal information. Now, for your personal information, this is something that is very important for people who are applying to work at a different country, if they want to become an OFW or what. So you have to include here licenses that you have. Okay. You can veer away from your status, but if you would like to include it, that's fine. But what is important are the licenses or IDs that you hold. For example, you have a valid US visa. You can put that here so that your employers would definitely know that I can bring this person to the US. There's no need for me to help them in their visa. And then for the references, you can put in reference available upon request. Don't include the actual references here. If the recruiter or the employer would like to request, then they will request it from you. But take note, the things that you can remove from your resume, especially if it's quite long already, your resume should only be 2 pages. You can exclude personal information. You can exclude published work and awards. What you can do if you would really like to highlight your awards, you can include the award in the experience part. So for example, you have an award here in your first work experience, you can add it here. Award. Okay? So that it doesn't occupy too much space on your resume, especially if it's more than 2 pages already. Okay? If you don't have any work experience yet, I have another resume template for the no work experience. I actually have 4 templates available in that link, which Tracy already shared. So we have a resume template for a fresh grad with no work experience, for an undergrad with no work experience, for an undergrad with work experience, and this general resume template for whether you have work experience or not. This is the what's this available template. Now, please take note, I've been receiving a lot of requests asking to have access for this resume template. I already included an instructions on how to use this document because this is a view only document. So you have to make a copy first before you can use this and edit this resume. So avoid requesting for access because an instruction is already available in this resume template. So there you can find the template. Tracy just shared it in our comment section. Okay, so um, let's move on to have time for me to answer more questions later on. Let's move to the next part. Is everybody still here? I can still see 260 viewers. If you're still here, say that you want to get hired. Comment it in the section, I want to get hired, while I change our screen. Hold on. Let me present another screen. There you go. So there I can see people saying, I want to get hired. Perfect. Okay, so for those who would like to get hired, here are some practical tips that I have for you to get hired. Now that we already learned how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, how to optimize your resumes. Oh, I forgot to show you pala how to. Hold on. Let me go back to a different screen because I'm going to show you how to before we jump into these practical tips, before I forget, let me show you how to create Chrome, how to create your resume through your LinkedIn profile. Okay, and you can only do this, or you can only create a resume out of your LinkedIn profile if you are on your laptop or your desktop. Okay. So this is your LinkedIn profile. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to go to resources and you're just going to quick save to PDF. Okay. And then it will download. Okay. And once that's downloaded, I have to share another screen. Hold on. This is okay. This is what it's going to produce. So whatever is on your LinkedIn profile, you will have it here. Okay. And this is a lot. This is your curriculum vitae. Okay. And you have all of your work experiences here, your education, as well as your top skills, so on and so forth. Okay. I have a lot because I use this as a curriculum vitae, but if you want to use this as your resume, you can shorten your job descriptions and turn it into the details that I mentioned earlier. So that's how quickly you can create your um, resume or your curriculum vitae out of your LinkedIn profile. That's why I mentioned that you can hit two birds with one stone by just focusing on your LinkedIn profile. Okay, here we go. So our practical tips to get hired is number 1, start using ChatGPT. Okay, this is our best friend. So I use ChatGPT for almost everything. Okay. So how do we use ChatGPT? So this is like a quick example. So let's say, for example, you would like to create a job street personal summary, or you're applying for a position and you would like to create a what's this? A cover letter, something like that. Okay, so let's say create a job street personal summary about me to attract employers to my credentials and invite me for an interview or to apply in their company. Focus on my following expertise. So, executive virtual assistant for more than 5 years. I have a background in operations management and event planning. I'm knowledgeable in AI and automation. And then, um, this is what ChatGPT is going to create. So this is the personal summary that I use for JobStreet to attract employers. So you can also use this for your LinkedIn or for your resume or for your cover page, cover letter. So the personal summary created, I'm a results-driven executive virtual assistant with over 5 years of experience supporting high-level executives and businesses in streamlining operations, enhancing productivity, and achieving their goals, so on and so forth. And then you can just edit this as you want. If you want to change the tone, you can do so. But this is how you're going to make use of ChatGPT to help you optimize your profiles, whether it be your resume, online jobs PH, Upwork, JobStreet, LinkedIn, whatever other platforms you have there, you can make use of this as well. For example, you would like to create a cover letter. A lot of companies, especially when we use online jobs PH or Upwork, they would request for a cover letter. So what you can do here is you can just change the prompt to create a cover letter for this company for this job description, and then copy and paste the job description. And then after you copy and paste the job description, say here that highlight my work experience. This is my work experience, and then tell chat gpt that based on my work experience, make sure that the cover letter will highlight it and attract the employer that has this job description. And then chat gpt will create the cover letter for you, and then just edit it based on your own tone, and personalize it more before you submit it to the employer. This is very important, especially if you're like me, who's not a good technical writer. I like writing poems, but I'm not good in technical writing, so I use chat gpt for most of my professional communication. Okay. And the next tip that I have for you here is of this is something that I already mentioned earlier, is to make sure that you tailor fit your resume based on the position that you are applying for. Okay. Which is make sure that you have different resumes. But I would also like to highlight this one, this part here of this photo. You can see here it says software with dot 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 expertise dot 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 dot. No need. There's no need. No employer are looking at this type of resume. Okay. Don't put any graphics or anything unless you're applying as a graphic designer. There's no need to put this dot 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 or any level of expertise that you have. Just show there that you know how to use these softwares. Expertise, no need to include that already. Focus on the software, so on and so forth. But you have to tailor fit your resume um based on your based on the position that you are applying for, which we already learned earlier. And this next tip and the last tip that I have here for you is going to be a surprise. There are going to be a lot of um what's this, a lot of probably negative reaction or violent reaction, because we've been seeing this since last year. There are a lot of violent reaction whenever this information is shared. But I've seen already a lot of employers, HR professionals, HR heads from other countries who are also content creators that talked about this already. And this is something that would really set you apart from others if you have this. And this is what a lot of employers would also be requiring from you. And that is your introduction video. Okay. So when I was doing my research, so I always do a lot of research when it comes to employment, hiring, and I learn from what I follow or who I follow are HR professionals from different countries, and they have been talking about this for the past few weeks, especially when we started 2025. So the reason why introduction video is very very important, and you should already include this in your resume. You should already have a link in your resume that has an introduction video or a link to your introduction video. This is because of the rise of AI. We just talked about how to use chat gpt. Okay, so with the use of AI or with the rise of AI, a lot of resumes are already um produced by AI, okay, or produced by ChatGPT or Gemini. And it's losing their authenticity, meaning a lot of resumes are starting to look alike, okay? And that's the key word that they use. It's losing the authenticity, okay? And it's not attracting employers already. Okay? They just feel like, this is chat GPT generated, goodbye. Chat GPT, chat GPT, chat GPT. So for you to stand out and for you to show your authenticity, you should include a quick 2 minute, 1 to 2 minute introduction video that would show and would highlight your experience and something personal about you. And you should include a link of your quick introduction video in your resume. Okay. It doesn't have to be a tailored fit introduction video unless you really want to tailor fit your introduction video. You can do so. But if you want your resume to really stand out, you should create a quick 1 to 2 minute introduction video with a link already on top of your resume saying a quick introduction of myself here. And then all they have to do is just click on that link, and there you have your video introducing yourself and highlighting your experiences. What I also love about introduction videos is that this is already a way for you to create a script of how you can highlight your expertise and what sets you apart. Instead of waiting for a final interview or an initial interview, your resume, which is your first impression, would already show yourself, your authenticity, and would already highlight what you are capable of, instead of waiting to showcase your background in the final interview. You already have that introduction video in your resume, and that's already your first first impression, right? And a lot of people were saying, why do a lot of employers are asking for introduction videos now? And this is it. This is why. Because a lot of resumes are already looking so much alike because of the rise of AI. And for you to set yourself apart and show authenticity and what you are here for, what you are capable of, then providing an introduction video in your resume would definitely make you stand out. And guys, don't have that mindset that why should I have an introduction video when you will already interview me. Interview is the last part. Interview or final interview is the last part of the application process. Okay. And with the final interview, questions there you have to answer right then and there. But with an introduction video, you can already create a script, and you will be able to tailor fit your answers to some of the most common questions that a lot of employers would have during the final interview. So this is where you can already script those answers and have them provided, or you can already provide and highlight your experience and your expertise through a quick 1 to 2 minute introduction video. Okay. And this is what's going to set you apart. So don't wait for an employer to ask an introduction video. Already include that in your resume, already include that in your cover letter so that you stand out. Okay. This is what's going to help you. And this will also help you improve your communication skills, your confidence in final interviews or initial interviews. This will definitely help you. Okay, I'm going to have another webinar. Probably the next webinar that I have is how to create an introduction video. So watch out for that. If you would like to be informed on when this next webinar will be scheduled, join my free community. Link will be provided by Tracy in the comment section, or you can also check out that link pinned in the comment section so that you will be informed through email for the next scheduled webinar, which will be about how to create an introduction video. Okay. Question: in what area of or resume will be placed the introduction video? Just below your name. For example, you have there your name, your mobile number, and your address, and then below that you have introduction video available here. Okay, perfect. So the next step. Okay, so if you are happy with this, click introduction video. I'm sure this you're not yet that happy with an introduction video, but if you're excited to include an introduction video in your resume and you're excited to learn more about how to create an introduction video, comment introduction video in the comment section. And then we are going to jump right into the next step because we are already in the last part of our webinar and we are on our next steps, or what you're going to do right after this video, or right after this webinar. Okay, thank you. We have some people who are excited to learn how to create an introduction video. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Okay, but now let's jump in. We are at the last part of our webinar. Now that we've already learned how to optimize your resumes and your LinkedIn profile, you already know you already know some practical tips on how to make your resumes stand out. Now let's move into the next step, which is what you're going to do right after this video or right after this webinar. So there are just three things that you're going to do. First is to create already and optimize your LinkedIn profile so that you can produce a resume out of your LinkedIn profile. But if you don't want to produce a resume out of your LinkedIn, the resume templates are available for download in the comment section. You can just browse through the comment section and look for the downloadable templates, or you can visit the link that is pinned in the comment section, and you will see their resume download available. That's the link in my bio. And then the next step that you're going to do is to create a 2-minute introduction video. You can ask ChatGPT to help you with the script. And then the third part, of course, is to start applying. So that's a very quick. Those are the three things that you're going to do right after this video. There was a question earlier about LinkedIn. If it's nice to have the open to work, what is open to work banner or cover photo? Yes, you can definitely do that, especially if you're looking for work. But you know what? Um, a lot of people, especially if they're still working for a company, they're not comfortable having that open to work, what's this open to work banner in their cover photo because they're still employed. So you don't have to actually use it. Because when I was looking for, so I'm an employer, I'm looking for executive virtual assistants with specific backgrounds. Even if when I do a quick research on profiles, even if you don't have open to work in your profile, you still come up, you still show on the research part. Search pala. Your profiles are still showing in the search results. But if you want to highlight that, then you can do so. But not all are. Not all are comfortable in using that. People are asking if this is recorded. Yes, this is recorded. Right after this webinar ends, this will be available on our Facebook page, I think after 30 minutes. And this will also be uploaded on my YouTube page or my YouTube channel. And yes, you can rewatch. So all of my free webinars that are live on Facebook are all available right after the webinar ends. Okay, and that's actually all of our discussion for today. And if you would like to get more updates from me, if you would like to join my free community, you can scan this QR code and join Executive Virtual Assistant Philippines community to find out more about. Let me just highlight the community. Maybe not all of you are familiar with my community or our community. So let me share my screen on what our community looks like. Okay, so okay, so this is our community. This is our free online community, the Executive Virtual Assistant Philippines. Tracy will also share the link in the comment section. So we have our home here, wherein you will see all of the newsletters that I share. So you will receive newsletters, weekly newsletters from me through your email, and you will also see those newsletters in our home feed. And then we also have the products. So these are all for free except for this that says it's a paid online course. So this is our paid online course, Executive Virtual Assistant Basics, but everything else here is for free. Okay, so everything from step 1 up to step 9 is for free. So you have here Executive Virtual Assistant Basics. If you click this is what's in our Executive Virtual Assistant Basics page. Okay, so you have everything here. And then we also have 5 steps to succeed in freelancing. This is what you're also going to have access on. And then you will also have some inbox management tips, basics, travel management tips, tools for executive virtual assistants, videos on how to get to know your clients. You will also find access to the resume templates. Some EVA templates are not yet updated, but I will update this soon. And then we have agencies and job platforms that you can apply to. Okay. On my link in bio, you will also find this there. So if you're not yet part of this community, let me share again the QR code, but it will also be available in the link pinned. So there, just scan the QR code and join the free community. If you would like to enroll in my course, you can also do so, but it's a paid online course. But if we don't have the budget, just join the free community and join our webinars. I'm going to start having monthly webinars starting this January, and this is our first one. So I hope you guys learned a lot. If you have any questions, let's move on to our question and answer portion. Does anyone here have any questions, or did you ask any questions earlier that I was not able to answer? Do we have any questions? Questions. Parang there's no questions. I'm browsing through the comment section. I don't see any questions standing out. Okay, perfect. So if you don't have any questions, let me see. Okay, if you don't have any questions, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Enjoy the rest of your week. It's weekend. It's the weekend already in a few days. Enjoy your weekend. Yes, this is recorded. You will find this in our Facebook page. Natakal ba was LinkedIn optimization discussed? Yes, LinkedIn optimization was discussed. What's my work before I became a virtual assistant? I was a wedding and events planner and a call center employee. You will find the recording later on. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. If you have any questions, you can leave the comment in any of my videos. Okay, what's the difference between a virtual assistant and an executive virtual assistant? Okay, so let's quickly go through that. I like that question. We still have 201 viewers. So before I end this and say goodbye, because I'm quite hungry, somebody already asked if I cooked today, or if I have prepared dinner. No, I'm not gonna prepare dinner today. I don't have time. What's this? So what's the difference between a virtual assistant and an executive virtual assistant? So a virtual assistant, especially if you are a general VA and you're starting off, usually the clients will be the one to tell you what to do. You'll have your day-to-day responsibilities. You'll have your daily deliverables, weekly deliverables, and monthly deliverables. You really have a fixed style or fixed tasks that you do on a daily basis. But when you are an executive virtual assistant, most of the time the clients are actually hiring you to fix their lives. So as a general VA, it really is differs from, I think the best explanation is how you onboard your client. So as a general virtual assistant, you onboard your client by asking them what are your deliverables on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And as an executive virtual assistant, you onboard them by asking them what their pain points are. So their pain points in their inbox, in their calendars. And then you also ask them about what their long-term and short-term goals are. For example, your client tells you, my long-term goal is to have more time with family, and my short-term goal is to create or start a podcast. Okay. And then from there, you're going to ask your client, okay, for me to be able to help you on those goals, I need to have access on your inbox and your calendar. And then what you're going to do is to do a calendar and an inbox audit. And then you're going to, after you do your inbox audit and your calendar audit, you will tell your client, okay, this is what I see. These are the issues that you have in your inbox and your calendar. And this is how we're going to improve it so that you can reach your goal to have more time for your family and more time to create a podcast. That's what you do as an executive virtual assistant. You actually um, you actually go through all of their personal and their and their professional life. That's what sets you apart as a general VA. And then another thing is delegation. So you teach your client how to become a better delegator as an executive virtual assistant, and you also have to show your client that you have good delegation skills. Meaning, you don't wait for your client to ask you to do things. You actually tell your clients what you're going to do, and sometimes you also tell your clients what they should do. You tell your clients that, hey, you're not going to have meetings today because you have something more important to do. You champion their calendar, you champion their inbox. And that's what sets you apart from general VAs. Hey, perfect. Um, was this Gladys? I really want to become an EVA coach. I'm afraid I don't have an experience or more on videos lang ako. Start easy. I started with TikTok, and then after almost 4 years, here I am now. Let me see. You know what? This is a great way for me to also start teaching others how to become an executive virtual assistant coach. So Gladys, let's connect. Message me on my Facebook page, and let's see, maybe you can be my, what do you call that? Uh, my first mentor on how to become an executive virtual assistant coach. Let's see. Let's talk about that. That's something that I would also like to dive into. Instead of this, just teaching others how to become a virtual assistant or an executive VA, I can teach others how to become an EVA coach as well. So let's see. Let's connect. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If you have any more questions that I wasn't able to answer, let's just comment it on any of my videos, recent videos, or you can send me a message on my Facebook page. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you learned a lot from this webinar. This webinar is recorded, so wait for the recording to be posted on my Facebook page as well as on my YouTube channel. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you guys again on my next webinar or on my socials. Have a great night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week as well as your weekend. Bye.